And welcome into YSN Live here from Combine Brothers and Boardman. Tim Corso, along with Coach Pavlansky from Poland. Coach, thanks for having.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate being here.
So you guys started off the season 5-0, which pretty good start. Any coach would want. And last week a big win over our rival in Hubbard. How was that game? And how did you execute the game plan in there?
We had a really good week of practice, and our kids understood that going on the road against a conference rival, and again a 3-1 Hubbard team, that we got to have the mentality of hey, we're down 14-0 right off the bat, and got to have a sense of urgency playing, one play at a time, and give credit to our kids, especially our senior class. They've led extremely well, and and like I said, it goes back to practice. I mean, Friday's only a snapshot of what we do. And, it shows that during Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Saturday morning there, that, the kids are crossing the T's and dotting the I's and doing what they need to do to be prepared. And, I couldn't be more proud of them.
Each day, I'm sure practice there's a different emphasis. And take me through the week and how you guys prepare for games.
Yeah, we start Saturday morning. With Saturday morning, they come in, get treatment, trying to, focus on recovery more than anything else. We go through some yoga sessions. And then, we watch film and we try to highlight again what we did well, but also bring attention to where we need to improve. And Monday, we focus on again just the scouting report, and we'll get out probably for about like an hour of offensive practice and a half hour of defense. And then on Tuesday we'll flop it. But on Tuesdays and Wednesdays we'll do special teams in there for about a half hour, and then on Wednesday, we'll split it up offensively. Both by 15 minutes each, offense and defense, and special teams around like 25 minutes or so. And then, Thursday we'll be in for about 90 minutes total. And, we'll start around 3:15 and be done by 4:30 or so. And, and that's it. We'll go have our spaghetti dinner and then Friday, hopefully be ready to go.
So you've been coaching for a long time, and I'm sure throughout the years you've learned different things on how to adjust. So what things do you do now or don't do now that you did before?
Well, when we first started, our practices are probably around 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 45 minutes. And now, we practice a lot less. Practice is probably about anywhere from right now between 1 hour and 50 minutes to no more than like 210. I say in terms of time on the field, but also we probably spend a little more individual time right now than team time than what we did back, when I started in the early 2000s. But other than that, the technology has changed too in terms of the film footage and the video footage and things we can do coaching wise on practice, where we film our practices now, and like we're able to send clips out to kids every single day and say, hey, here's what did well, here's what we didn't do well, here's what we need to get better at. Hey, here's a look that we expect to get from an offensive viewpoint or a defensive viewpoint or a special teams viewpoint. And that has really helped enhance opportunities for learning for football.
So what's that mindset behind shortening practices? Is it for better health for the games and just longevity throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's all that. I think obviously, again, in terms of numbers, you want to stay healthy, you want to stay fresh, but you still got to get your work in. But I think too is with just adding into the video component of it. Where kids are able to see a lot more what they're doing. That helps limit the reps then physically, because they're able to see, practice wise and what they're doing, and they get coached up or taught up as to what was good, what was bad, where it needs to improve, and so forth. That helps limit the reps too and the time. And so and that's again, as we get down through the season too. We want to save our legs a little bit more and more. And so and here turning the halfway point, we'll start cutting things back a little bit and just trying to stay as fresh as we possibly can be to be our best version of ourselves on Friday night.
And now jumping back a couple of years, when you took the job at Poland, you took over a team that a couple of years prior, state semifinalists, made a deep run into the region. And how welcoming was the community, and how was adapting to a winning program that you got to take over right away?
Well, we had to share a winning program at Lakeview too, and so I like to think I was used to that, but obviously coming to Poland, it was a unique position because, those kind of jobs usually don't come open, because the program wasn't broken. Coach Williams and his staff, and before him, Coach Brungart and his staff, and before him with Coach Julia and his staff, and before that with Coach Shepis and that. The program was strong. The fundamentals of the program were there. It's a football community. It's strong supported, and so coming in, obviously, things were new a little bit, but hey, as we grew together, I think we made progress, and hey, we're just we're only as good as our last game, and so we're excited here about this opportunity this week, going against South Range, and we'll see what happens.
You mentioned you're only as good as your last game, and you got a really good team in South Range. You're playing this week, and since you played pretty well last game, are you hoping that will translate over into this week?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully, we know we got to get better. We know we got to continue to get better, because again, South Range is a different animal. They are extremely well coached with Coach Rock and their staff there. They got a veteran staff, an experienced staff who, and they've had deep playoff runs here the last multiple years, and so there's a lot of experience there. A lot of those kids, played last year, in the playoffs and that, and returning starters, hey, we know we got to get better for this week, because we got our work cut out for us. And so, but I know our kids are, I know it's only Monday, and we got to have 3 more great days of preparation. But I know our kids are excited about the opportunity going against a defending state champion.
And you mentioned defending state champions, they're from the Canfield area, and switching to another team from Canfield, and your brother coaches them and beat them a couple weeks ago. And I'm sure that was nice for you and a little bragging rights. Every year, whether you play them or not, I'm sure there's some kind of sibling rivalry. Is there not?
Honestly, there's not.
No?
Honestly, there is. I know I get that question a lot, and I know Mike gets that question a lot, but there's not. It's Poland and Canfield. We got all the respect in the world for the job that they do and they've done, and they know that. We support those guys 9 weeks out of the year, and I know they support us 9 weeks out of the year too. And again, that 1 week when we play each other, especially it's Poland Canfield, and that in and of itself is what means the most. And I know our kids are extremely proud of that effort that we had a couple weeks ago, but we know. We got to keep on working if we want to really make that week special.
I'm sure you guys, you won that game, so like you said, made it better. But it was an old school defensive battle, just 10-7. So how nice was that? Because it's fresh with all the offense today.
Yeah, it was. I know. After watching the tape and that, I think we left a couple plays out there. I'm sure Canfield will say the same. I'm really just proud of our kids, because and sometimes those things happen. In a big game like that, hey, it can be a old school, 10-7, 7-3, 14-7 ball game where, both teams are playing their heart out, playing as hard as they can play every single play. And it was a hard, it was a heavyweight matchup. But we know, going back to this week here too, we expect another, if not, it's going to be a heavyweight battle.
And you guys are averaging around 38 points a game, just allowing 5, and the bulk of your schedule toward the back end. A lot of good teams: Struthers, Niles, South Range this week, and Girard. There's a lot of good teams, and of course Lakeview. And how does that prepare you for the playoffs? Because it's probably the tougher part of your schedule.
It is. There's no doubt that our conference, the Northeast State Conference, the 7 schools that are currently there, they are all playoff contenders. And anybody can beat anybody on any given week. There's no doubt about it.
And we've seen that recently.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. And you got to be ready to play. And to be ready to play, you got to make sure you take care of today. Yeah, that's what thing. You got to make sure we take care of today. And we got to keep on working hard to get better. Keep pushing each other. We got to be selfless and respectful of what's going on and what it takes to play this great game at a high level. And just keep on working every single day here to be ready to go on a Friday night, because again, in Northeast State, it's a well-coached conference, and this year more than any other year I can ever remember being in a conference. This is as balanced as it can get. It really is. And so all we're worried about right now is the South Range Raiders. That's all we're worried about, because if we start looking at anywhere else, we're going to be in trouble on Friday night.
Want to know every week, right?
Yep.
And so last question, and of course, it'd be a rhetorical question if I asked what the end goal is, because there's always one end goal for football.
Yeah.
But how much would a state championship mean to this program and this community of Poland?
Oh, you know what? Hey, I think, obviously anything like that would be incredibly special. But that's not our focus. Our focus is just today and trying to get better today. And and hopefully we put days together, and then we'll see where we're at. But we got to make sure we got South Range this week, and that's where our focus needs to be. Because if not, we're going to be in a world of hurt on Friday.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Tim Corso, YSN Live, Poland Bulldogs head coach Pavlansky. We'll be back with some interviews from the player profiles.